Good morning. On behalf of Patagala College of Commerce and Management, Department of Accountancy presented a topic on buyback of shares by Dr. Tasfiya Patel. In pictures, if you see, there is a left side companies or cooperative sector are there. On right side, there are many people you can consider they are the shareholder of the company. The mid pictures is showing that they are giving their shares to the company and company making the payment to them. Let's understand what exactly buyback of share. Buyback of shares. First we understand the meaning. In buyback of share, company can take their shares or security from their holder. Which company? A company limited by shares or a company limited by guarantee. Okay, what are the effects of buyback of shares? First, reduction in share capital, payment from the company, and last, their names are removed from the register of members. Whose name? The shareholder who are given their shares to the company. Now see what are the objectives of buyback of shares. The objectives of the buyback of share: first, to increase the intrinsic value of the share. Second, to increase the earning per share. Third, to reduce the excess share capital. Fourth, to use surplus cash in case of business. To increase the shareholding of the promoters or present management. Last, to prevent takeover attempt of competitor. After objective, we understand what are the benefits behind the buyback of shares. First benefit, the share capital structure can be reorganized suitably. Reorganized means the organizational structure may get changed. Return on capital, net profitability, earning per share can be improved. Other shareholders are happy because they get regular dividend and increase in share value in the long run. Existing promoter and management can keep their control on company due to less share available for sale in the market. Existing business plan and policy can continue without outside interference. Investor can sell back the share to the company at price higher than the market price. These are the benefit where the company can decide to go for the buyback of share. where we understand the objectives, benefits, and effects of share in case of buyback. Now we have to see what are the drawbacks of buyback of share. First, buyback may help promoters to use company money to increase their personal investment in the company. Buyback may lead to manipulation in share prices. Money used for buyback could have been used for productive investment. Now we understand what are the legal provision for doing a buyback of share by a company. First legal provision is free reserve. You have to see what are the free reserve available. Why we are checking the free reserve? Only the purpose before or after doing buyback of share, company should have that much amount to distribute as a dividend. Second, article of association of the company should authorize buyback. Third, board of director can approve buyback up to 10% of the total paid up equity and free reserve of the company. A special resolution can approve buyback up to 25% of total paid up capital and free reserve of the company. Second last, while you are going for the buyback of share, company must check the pay or buyback debt equity ratio should not exceed 2:1. Last, the time gap between two buyback is 1 year, but after the closure of proceeding offer of buyback which already declared by the company. Now have a look on methods of buyback of share. First, existing shareholder or security holder, they are giving the buyback on the basis of proportionate basis. What is a proportionate basis? On the basis of their contribution in terms of capital to the company. Second, from the open market. Open market means Bombay Stock Exchange or share market, or the market where the securities or shares are getting exchanged. Third, by purchasing the securities issued to employee of the company to the same scheme of stock option or seat equity. Today, in lecture of buyback of shares, lastly we are going to understand how to calculate the number of buyback of share. What is the procedure? Now let's understand the conditions of checking or finding out the number of buyback of share. First condition, to identify the sources. Sources means general reserve, profit and loss, security reserve or free reserve. You have to take the total of reserve and surplus. Second condition, to identify the own fund, but only 25%. How to calculate the own fund? Own fund is nothing but the equity share capital plus reserve share capital, preference share capital plus reserve and surplus. Take the total of all these three, and whatever the total come, you have to take only 25% of the own fund. Third, identify the minimum own fund. What is the minimum own fund formula? Own fund minus 50% of debt or borrowed fund. What are the debts? Debts are very simple. Any kind of loan, debentures, bond, whether they are secured or unsecured. You have to consider the debt, but you just take 50%. The difference between the own fund and minor debt, 50% debt is equal to minimum own fund. Now fourth condition, 25% paid up equity capital, but in terms of numbers. You have to take the number of equity shares, only 25%, multiply by offer price which is given in your question. Whatever amount come, it call as the buyback at offer price. Now fifth, find out the maximum possible amount of buyback. How to calculate? Whatever four condition we have to gone through, you have to take the least amount. Least means lower of the above. Now the last step, you have to find out the maximum possible number of shares to be bought back. How to do it? Whatever amount you have to identify for buyback, divide by the offer price. It's written in the red color within a bracket. You will get the number of buyback of shares. These are the 5 steps which help to identify the number of buyback of share. Thank you for understanding the buyback of share. I hope you understand the buyback of share.